It's what we like to call the cheat code, guys.
Yeah.
It's so good.
What we have is relatively mild drums that potentially could benefit from some saturation / clipping. So I figured I would just quickly show you the SSL channel strip. With this module, we can do two things. I can hit the flip button and then toggle the transformer. And of course, now I'm going through the mic pre. So very often when you do this, be careful when doing this, because as soon as you hit flip, you're going from a line level to mic level.
20 dB extra right there.
You're gonna probably want to do this with the transport stopped and start with the pad in, and then you can raise up the gain. And basically what you want to do is go to a point where when you do this, it's more or less unity gain. And then that's when you can really tell that you've gain staged it appropriately through the mic pre. And of course, you might want to say, hey, let's go a little harder, So you might want it to be, you might want to drive in. That's where you're going to determine, am I actually driving more than I would be with the line input? So right there, you've got transformer in the SSL, which you normally wouldn't get unless you're coming into the mic input. Number one. Number two, I have the ability to drive into that. Of course, all of this changes the gain staging through the entire plugin. So of course, make sure you get this dialed in right, then dial in your compression settings, because they'll be impacted by it. But then, as far as the clipping side, let's take a look at the output fader. When I raise this fader up, I'm actually driving or saturating or potentially clipping into the line amp for a given channel. And then that allows me to have this digital trim afterwards. And I've got this ganged, so everything I'm doing on one channel, it's doing to all of my drums. So this would be the case with all of this, right? Right on, might be right on the edge of for some people's taste, but again, check it out, try it in context, play around with it. And
so the big thing here, guys, if hopefully you're noticing this on Drew's screen, that's no compression, that's no EQ. All he was doing in that example is just going from the line amp into the mic amp, overdriving it a little bit with the transformer engaged on the channel strip, putting the VCA fader up a few dB, and then the most important key to this, and the reason why we wanted to use this to talk about clipping, is this final output knob. And this is present on SSL, the Neves, the Helios, a bunch of our different UAD plugins where you have multiple gain stages available to you. That final one, that's completely clean digital gain. So Drew is overdriving the circuit just very, very moderately in there, which is great. Like, this is a great real world example of like why just a subtle bit of pushing into your mic preamp, pushing into the fader, and then trimming it back at the end just adds this edge and this life to the sound. And that's what saturation's all about, guys. It's about adding this little bit of extra life, a little bit of extra energy to your tracks.